Yo, what's up guys? This is Jacob from Sensify.com, and this weekend was the big weekend where I made it to the Jets game with none other than my dude Gary Vaynerchuk. And I'll tell you straight up, just to mindfuck you a little bit, it was an awesome experience and I was slightly disappointed. So, you know, showed up to the stadium, met up with Phil, who's Gary's awesome assistant, really cool guy, had the privilege of kind of bonding with him for 4 or 5 hours throughout the day, and the dude is a real cool character. So shout out to Phil Toronto. So meet up with Phil. Phil introduces me, you know, next minute or two, kind of Gary shows up, and I'm like, oh shit, here's the big moment, you know? Kind of the moment that we've all been waiting for, all meaning me and, you know. So I'm like, okay, what's up, dude? What's up, Gary? You know, real warm, welcoming, shug, you know, the shake and the hug, kind of give him a shug. Yo, what's up, Jacob? How you doing? Really good. Takes me over, we're in the tailgating. We're at the tailgating party, which is in the parking lot of New Meadowlands Stadium where the Jets play. So he takes me over to his boys, maybe, you know, 10-15 seconds away, and really something I really admired is that as he was kind of saying what's up to each one of his boys, he introduced me to them as he was saying what's up. So it wasn't like, yo, Jacob, here's the crowd of people. It was like, Jacob, here's Louie, here's Tony, you know, here's all the people, one by one. So it was a real, just from someone who studies the characteristics of a good man. He just had that awesome characteristic of like, hey, I'm gonna make Jacob feel, you know, right at home. So boom, hang out with the crew. It was an awesome time hanging out in the Jets pregame tailgating parking lot. At some point, not far into it, basically I'm chatting with his assistant, and Gary's like, all right, boom, boom, we're gonna do huddle time. And I'm like, huddle time? You know, this is the first football game I've ever been to. Now granted, I know what a huddle is, so I wasn't completely, you know, out of whack. But, so we get in this huddle, right? So now we're in the huddle, I'm kind of like 180 degrees away from Gary, and I'm like, we're kind of just, you know, a team, alright, this is what we're gonna do. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So it turns out that what we were doing in the huddle is that we were calling player of, you know, we're gonna just kind of call play of the game and score of the game. So you had to pick a player and pick a play, you know, in the game that was gonna be like the play of the game, and then also predict the score. Yo, so at first I think that, you know, it's just kind of Gary or 1 or 2 people doing this, and then really shortly after that I realized that, you know, guy number 1 went, guy number 2 next to him went, guy number 3 next to him, 4, oh crap, this is coming to Jacob. So I'm like, you know, oh shit, kind of get it together. So he comes to me and I muster up the little bit of knowledge of football that I have, and I'm kind of like, all right, you know, score is going to be 26 to, you know, 13. Jets going to take the game. LaDainian Thompson's going to go long and kind of score a winning touchdown and do a nice ass touchdown dance. And it was a nice little chuckle. I felt good. You know, it went well. So the day progresses, and I mean, this is all within like the first 15 minutes. And I brought Gary a little gift, you know, just to really show my appreciation for his character, because on one end this was like, yeah, really ballsy of Jacob Sokol to be like, hey, let's go out and take Gary Vaynerchuk to a Jets game when I have no idea, you know, how to get in contact with him. I have no relationship with him, but so on one end it was ballsy on my part and a bit courageous, but on his part to actually have the heart and the character to then be like, yo dude, that's great hustle, I'm in, we're going to the game. You know, that just shows really what Gary's character is. So I brought him this sweatshirt, and I was like, yo dude, you know, here's a little gift from me to you, and it's basically this green sweatshirt with white lettering. The title of my email, if you haven't seen it yet, to Gary was, Gary, do you give a fuck? And so the sweatshirt basically says in big letters, I give a fuck. And so Gary got a nice chuckle out of that, showed it to his brother, and, you know, it was good. I felt really good, and it was just, I was amazed by how warm of a character, how warm of a dude, just a regular straight up guy he was, how willing he was to kind of open his heart and be like, yo, come roll with my squad, kind of be a part of us, and just more so, you know, not because he's Mr. Gary Vaynerchuk, 8,000 million followers on Twitter, you know, 800 videos, actually more than 800 videos on YouTube or whatever, you know, on Wine Library TV, but just because it was like, yo, dude, the dude is actually just a good guy. Like, I've just really enjoyed being around a guy who's just a good guy. So it was dope, man. It was really, really. It was really dope, and long story short is that so when I say in the beginning that I was, you know, I was really, really happy with it at one side, it was our connection. Like, it was an awesome relationship, and I'm an optimist straight up. So from an optimist standpoint, it surpassed what my expectations were, which is straight flavor. And I'm getting crazy New Yorkish over here right now, but it was straight flavor, and the part that I was a bit disappointed at was that I really wanted to shoot a video with Gary to document the entire journey and kind of bring you to the game with me and be like, well, you know, here's me and Gary finally chilling, and that didn't happen. And I'm glad because, you know, so I was a little disappointed about that. In retrospect, the relationship with him is way more valuable to me than any video, and me just being able to come here and kind of just tell you, yo, this is what happened, you know, blah, 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 yada, 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 woof, woof, woof. It's great, you know, so overall, it was an amazing day. The game was nuts. A fan freaking ran on the field. He ran through the players, and then, like, some Secret Service dude was chasing him for, like, 80 yards. It was just a really, really good time, and I've actually had a little bit of contact with Gary after the game, and even today I spoke to him via email, and so it was just really, really good. He's an awesome guy, and I'm just really honored to be able to be a part of what he's got going on, even if it's, you know, for a day, a week, whatever it is, however long. I'm really humbled and appreciative. And overall, you know, I did take on this challenge because I wanted to kind of prove to myself that what I was saying was legitimate, and I wanted to walk my walk and really be the exemplification of, you know, what I'm talking about here. But by the same token, it was like, does this path have a heart? Does what I'm doing right now serve the world in any way? You know, so I made sure to clearly document the entire process, because I wholeheartedly believe that it's about the process, and if you commit to becoming one with that process, and you fully engage in the process, you know, you can do this too. You maybe not take Gary to a game, but maybe, or whatever else, you know, what other unrealistic, you know, thing you want to achieve. So make sure you check out the documentation of it, because it's really about the process, and it was really about, for me, exemplifying to the world and kind of saying, hey, I'm going to do this, but know that I'm just starting out a regular dude. So really, this is just serving as like, kind of like, oh crap, Jacob could do it, I could do it too, in some regard. So that's it, I'm signing off. Thank you if you're still watching the video at this point. Thank you for being part of this. It's huge. Reach out to me, email me. I'm open. I'm really eager to connect and kind of create our ideal lives together and move forward. So that's it. I'm out. Peace.